Hey, is this me? I can't tell.
Hey, hey. It's me, and, yeah, I'm in my work gear here, man. It's been a long day, but I'm here with a fucking album review of a very highly anticipated metal album in 2016, and that is Fallujah, with their new album, Dreamless. This came out April 29th. I gave this many listens because there's a lot to soak in with this album. So it's their third album. It follows up, I want to say 2014's fucking Flesh Prevails. That's what it is. That album is great. Their debut, The Harvest Wombs, also fucking awesome. Those two albums were on Unique Leader Records. This is their first album on Nuclear Blast Records, which is a huge fucking accomplishment for this band. And I think Unique Leader kind of struck gold with this band. I think they're an incredibly special and unique band, especially in technical death metal and just metal period. But Nuclear Blast, very smart to sign these guys. So I was curious with how this album would turn out. Now, I reviewed their first single off this album, The Void Alone, which still, after listening to this album at least, I think 5 or 6 fucking times now, still blows me away every single time. That is my favorite song on here. I just get blown away by that song every time. I love the intro. The guitars are so catchy in the very beginning of that song. I love the just chaotic fucking verse there. The riff there is incredible. And then I love the middle section with the female vocals from Tori Letzler, I think her name is. Great. And then my favorite part is after it kind of gets a little bit soft, and then when the band kind of just busts back in, Alex Hoffman does some very high pitched vocals. That is by far my favorite part of that song. I don't know why. It completely blows me away every single time. That is a great song. I think the opening of this album with Face of Death is very, very interesting as well. I like the build up that song has. And then it kind of busts into Adrenaline, which is, right away you hear that Fallujah sound. There's no band out there that really sounds like Fallujah in technical death metal. And I think it definitely comes down to the leads and the atmosphere and the ambience and all that stuff that Fallujah creates. I mean, Scott Carstairs, I believe his name is, on guitars is just a phenomenal fucking guitar player. I mean, the solos on here just completely slay. The riffs are fantastic. And then there's just that added element that only Fallujah really does, and they pull it off so well, and it makes them so unique. And on this album, I mean, it's great. And there's a couple of very, very interesting moments. I love this track, Scar Queen. I love when it's just a guitar and it's all nice and slow, and it gets some nice bends there. It's just superb, man. It's really, really well done. And then the title track is great. I mean, it's about 6 minutes long, and it's a great instrumental track that really makes you think, really engulfs your mind, and really just kind of takes you on a journey, and I loved it. I mean, that's probably my second favorite track on this album is the title track. I fucking love it. I mean, this is a solid album from start to finish. I would say the only thing that kind of gets me is I feel the last couple of tracks just blend together a little bit too much. To me, I felt like the rhythms were very similar and the tempo was very similar, and it's just the last couple tracks. But if you just listen to one of those songs. It's fucking phenomenal. But as a whole, it's a conglomerate. It just kind of blends together a little bit. But that's just the ending of the album. But for the most part, this is a very, very, very solid album. I always, when I listen to Fallujah, I'm like, what album do I fucking like the most from this band? And I just cannot pick. And I think even with Dreamless thrown in there, I don't know if I can pick. I like them all equally. I think they are all just fantastic. They all have fucking phenomenal songs on them. Their debut album is a little bit louder, a little bit more, I personally would say, on the heavy side. That's kind of it, because it has a little bit more raw and unpolished production, whereas The Flesh Prevails and Dreamless are a lot cleaner, a lot more precise feeling. So with that, I mean, I like them all, man. The Fallujah, you cannot go wrong with this band, and I think they're one of the most exciting bands in metal today. I mean, they're still very young. There's a lot of fucking talent in this band, and it just kind of is great. I mean, Fallujah definitely is maturing, and you can tell with every single album. The Flesh Prevails felt a little bit more mature than the Harvest Wombs. This album feels more mature as well. And, I feel they're all improving as musicians, and that's exciting. I mean, this is by far Alex Hoffman's best performance. Like I mentioned about the guitars earlier from Scott, fucking phenomenal. The drum work blows me away. But like I've said a million times, it's death metal. Death metal's always going to blow me away in terms of drumming. You need to have some serious chops to be a death metal drummer. But the drums are superb on here. And I just feel from a songwriting standpoint, I mean, trying some new things, adding the female vocals touches here and there. Definitely not overused. Fucking awesome shit. I mean, I love the instrumental moments on here. I love that they're branching out, man. This is an exciting album to me. I really like it a lot. You can't go wrong, I think. 9 out of 10 for me. Fallujah with their new album, Dreamless. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you like this, subscribe, because there's going to be more coming to you. Check out a review of the new Hawken album, and check out the weekly breakdown. That's something that happens a lot. Also, we did a video on Captain America Civil War, if you're interested in our take on that.